everybody, my name is Mars. You can call me MG if you would like, and today I have a fun little video where I'm going to talk to you about my writing projects, specifically the ones that are retellings of other things. I just think it'd be an interesting topic for a video, so here we are. I have 4 projects to talk about, so let's just get into it. First up, we're going to talk about the project I think that most people who watch my channel would already know about because I've talked about it quite a bit and for several years. I started this, I want to say, a little over 3 years ago, but this project is Lesbian Biker Inferno, and it is a retelling of Dante's Inferno, which you probably could have guessed. The Dante character, however, is a butch lesbian, and the Virgil character is her sentient motorcycle, so very campy, very unserious, but like with some serious themes mixed in, you know? I have a lot of plans for this. I've worked on it on and off for the past 3-ish years. Very little. I didn't start drafting it, but I did have a detailed outline at one point, but I've since reread Inferno and decided, I actually kind of want to take it in a different direction. There was one point where I was considering making it a retelling of the entire Divine Comedy, and I'm like, maybe let's rein it back into just the Inferno again. So it's been through a couple of iterations, but I will work on it eventually. It's something that a lot of people have told me that they would love to read, so it's been in the back of my mind like I gotta write this for me, but also for other people. I do have to do a lot of research though, and that's mainly what's preventing me from working on this because I'm fine with doing research. Obviously, a lot of projects take a lot of research, but something about this is just like it's been holding me up because I don't exactly know what time period I want to set this in. The sun just came out with a vengeance. Holy cow, that's bright. But yeah, I don't know exactly when I want to set this. I've toyed with the 80s, the 90s, the early 2000s. Each would have their own implications with this type of story that does center on a queer character. So it's some decision making and a lot of research before I can actually get into the writing of this project, but it is one that is a moderate priority, so I love it so much. It's a project that's very near and dear to my heart. It's not going anywhere, it's just going to take me probably a little while longer to get to it. Next up, we have a project that I call Haunt Me Then, which, if you know what that quote is from, then you know what this is a retelling of. This is a retelling of Wuthering Heights, except it's not just that, it's also functionally a sequel to The Phantom of the Opera. I may have gone a little overboard with this one, but I really think that there's some interesting stuff to be done if you take Christine, the Phantom, Raoul, and Meg from Phantom of the Opera and give them the dynamic of the characters in Wuthering Heights, so specifically Christine and the Phantom as Catherine and Heathcliff is just so interesting to me, and that's something I want to explore. I have a massive Pinterest board for this because the like vibes are so clear in my mind, and I do have like kind of a story set up in my mind because it is a retelling, so I know the beats, but I also know a lot of the like specifics that I would be adding to this. It's not like a real outline, I haven't written it down or anything, but like I know the general flow of the story, which is super fun, and I just think this is going to be a weird and wacky story that I'm going to get into when I have more free time. I think this is going to be one that like I would like to really dive headfirst into and spend hours upon hours working on, and I just don't have that in me right now, so it is being put off until the day comes where I can do that. The third project that I have that is a retelling is If We Shadows, which is another title that is quoting directly from the source material, and this is a retelling of A Midsummer Night's Dream by William Shakespeare. It's my favorite Shakespeare play, fun fact, but I want to do a retelling of it where it is a dark academia story, and the fairies aren't fairies, they are ghosts. So I also have like an outline in my head that I haven't written down, same as Haunt Me Then, and it just is so fun. I've done a couple of mood boards for it. I've done like a general vibes mood board, and I've also done character mood boards because the characters are going to be pretty one to one between the original material and this retelling. But I think it's going to be a great time. I love Dark Academia. Like I said, this is my favorite Shakespeare. It's going to be a whole lot of things that I absolutely love. And I worked on this a bit over the summer and into the fall, and I think that's really the best time for this. So while I am thinking about it, I don't think I'm going to do anything serious with it anytime soon. But come autumn, when the vibes are right, who knows? If I have the time, I might tinker with it a little bit more. And finally, we come to the last of my retellings, and I did save this one for last for a reason, and that reason is that I am currently working on it right now. So this is Frostbite, which is loosely a Beauty and the Beast retelling. It's not like one-to-one the way some of my other retellings are, but it is drawing inspiration from Beauty and the Beast. Some of the dynamics and like moments are drawn from Beauty and the Beast, but the overall story is quite different. So it is a retelling, but it's also not a retelling, you know? But this is a high fantasy romance with vampires, and it's gonna be so much fun. Right now, I am working on the world building and the character work and just the dynamics between all of my main characters are already so good. I've recently named my characters, which is always a good thing. I don't know why, but for some reason it was so hard to decide on names for these characters, and they're probably going to change a million times, but at least they have some names now. But yeah, I am working on this loosely. It's not my main project because I am still drafting my horror novel Salvation, and that is my main focus. But my secondary focus is Frostbite. So it's a fun, good time. I'm having a wonderful time letting these characters percolate in my brain. So I saved it for last just because it is the most relevant now. But those are all of my retellings. Be sure to let me know down in the comments which of these you think sounds the most interesting. If you have any project ideas that are retellings, I'd also love to chat about that because I just think retellings are super fun. You can recommend me your favorite books that are retellings. I personally love the Lunar Chronicles. Such a fun series, so great. But we have come to the end of this video now, so if you've enjoyed it, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. You can subscribe to my channel for more content, and that way I will see you guys in the next one. Bye everyone!